What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the For Us podcast, the podcast for you.
And for us.
How you feeling? How you living?
I'm feeling good. I actually feel weird a little bit.
Why you feel a little weird?
Because you have this pillow all behind me.
I do have a pillow behind you. Well,
you can't see it?
No, I can't see it. Can they see it? No, they can't see it.
I just feel like really upright because your chair is lower than me. I think that's what it is.
Oh.
I don't feel like, but it's good. I think I'll feel better soon.
You look good.
Thank you.
Savannah has a full on like
a bed pillow.
A bed pillow on the back because you need it for baby boy.
I can't be like reclined because it's just not. It's not it.
I know. So. I do love your shirt though.
Thanks, you got it for me.
Yeah, I was waiting for the little. Go ahead, tell
you
them.
guys. Josh went to LA and literally went shopping for me.
No, okay, I've done this before. We can't make it like a big deal.
No, I'm just saying like it was. You were like, oh look, there's a Free People movement. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been into like a full Free People movement store.
Yeah.
And then you just went in there and got me some things.
I know it was. Yeah.
What?
Nothing. That's good. You know I'm words of affirmation, so that's not just.
It was
keep
so
going.
sweet, and then the lady in there was helping you, and you're like, "Yeah, my wife's pregnant. I need to find some stuff for her."
Yes, they were like really. They just love the fact that you were pregnant. Like when you go to stores, like especially women's stores, especially like Aritzia fellas.
Well,
when
they're
you go,
smart. They shop for you, and
that's what I'm saying.
More.
They like go crazy with the picking out and stuff. But the ladies at Free People. Movement, they were really excited to help
doing their job.
Find outfits for a pregnant lady. So, and I was like, oh yeah, well she's like
pregnant
super
lady.
short and like she's this, she's that. She likes to show her belly, and they were giving me recommendations.
They did good.
They did good. Well,
you did good.
Yeah, thank you. I picked that one out. I will say that.
I like it. Thank you.
Anyways, yes, we are now in Dallas. We told you guys last podcast we love Dallas so much.
Everyone, okay, whenever you say that, people are like, you guys are moving to Dallas.
I know, or they're going to be like, oh my God, just move back. Because we talk about it so much. But
why do they have to talk like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we do have a mostly female audience. So
yes. But we're here. We have some special friends that we have known about, especially Jeanine. You guys know, you see it in the title.
Yeah,
so it's not a surprise anymore. We're going to introduce them in a second. Like me trying to do like spice it up.
They haven't seen the thumbnail and
So I'm so YouTubey, it's crazy. But also her now husband, we're basically like brothers because like he knows my brother.
Family.
We're basically fam. And you guys are in for a treat. I say this all the time. This episode is gonna be for y'all, but this episode is definitely for us because we're about to learn a lot more. But ladies and gentlemen. Okay, before I do this introduction, I never do this. Usually I just say it. Am I saying Jeanine Ward or am I saying Jeanine? Am I saying your last name? Your maiden name?
Or is it hyphenated?
Okay, how do I say this?
Just Jeanine Ward.
It's Jeanine Amapola, but we now say Jeanine Amapola Ward. Yeah. So
Jeanine,
you can just go with that.
Jeanine Amapola Ward and my boy Caleb Ward. Welcome to the pod, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my goodness.
I could watch y'all all day long. Like I could just sit here all day and watch you guys. I'm like, this is great.
I haven't watching you two.
I was giggling.
I haven't smiled like that
Stop.
in a long time.
Y'all have good chemistry, good banter, you know.
Dude, you set him up to be funny, and I see that.
Really?
Yes.
Like telling you, it's you carry this, bruh.
No, I don't.
You really do. You are.
You're like teeing him up, and he's just like hitting me.
He's like, I got it.
I got you from there. I got it. Yes, and we have this running joke because I studied acting for film, and like in improv, it's yes and. So it's yes and something else or whatever. And sometimes Savannah would I would say something to try to tee her up, and she's like, "No, we gotta go there." I'm like, "Babe, this is a
just
prime
like, go
moment."
With it, and I'm like, "No, it's not.
I'm not doing it."
Yes, so that's funny you say that because that is a little thing we got going. You guys are really good looking. Can we just say that?
No, it's his jawline.
Like you guys are a beautiful couple.
The jawline carries this family for sure. I'm praying our kids.
Oh my gosh, them kids
get that jawline.
Them kids about to go crazy.
And his eyes. But thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, so for starters, Jeanine, when I see you in person now, it's crazy because 2017, 2018. We used to live in LA, and watching YouTube, not only doing YouTube, was our thing. Like we would watch YouTube, and we have our people. Jeanine, you were on those lists of peoples, and like these might sound crazy, but like I see the living room. I remember we watched her house tour that one time.
Oh my gosh,
I remember, LA. I remember all of it. You're an OG YouTuber.
Wow.
OG YouTube, and I love that because I'm so happy about the direction YouTube is going right now. I think like I said this, I think, a couple podcasts ago, but I feel like YouTube is on its way back, possibly to the 2017, 2018 vibe, or whatever. But Caleb, Caleb knows, you guys know Remington. He's been on the pod before. You guys know that's my brother or whatever. You have been, you've known my brother for some time now, and we have been connected kind of because of that or whatever. Please tell that story on how you know the fam.
Well, first of all, I feel a little disrespected by you.
Oh, okay.
I've been.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
I've been.
I love this.
Right off the bat.
Josh. First of all, my real brother's name is Josh.
No way.
So we
And
got
I have a
that
brother
going.
named Josh too.
Oh no.
So we're all fam.
I don't have a brother named Josh.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I've been following you on Instagram for 6 years. I just got the follow back
Caleb.
2 weeks ago.
You're lying.
No,
6 years,
no.
man.
And you know, that's like, I'm cringed at myself because I'm not an Instagram guy at all. Like, I don't even know what an Instagram guy is.
Yeah, what is an Instagram guy?
I have no clue. But like, cause I follow like 300, 400, I don't care about the ratio or like none of that stuff.
But you care about the ratio because your ratio is good.
So you must
I will
care.
say transparently, that's only because of recent. That's only because of this one. She's a popular one. Anyway, they're all from you. They love you. But Caleb, I have nothing to say about that.
Listen,
Dude, he's pulling your leg.
No,
Don't
I
let
know,
that
and
disrespect you
I'm
too
right there
much.
with you. That is absolutely insane.
the reason why I followed you is because
Yeah.
one day, which camera do I look in?
You can
Just-
look at
just
that
look
one,
it up.
or you can look
just
at
look at
us.
y'all.
Just chat with
You
us.
can.
I never look at the
She
camera.
never looks
Yeah,
at
I
they're
just
not
don't like
there.
I'm
to.
so used to on our pod, we just like stare directly.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
right,
yeah, we
right.
just look if
Creepy.
you want.
No,
but
You can break that
I'd
fourth
rather
wall.
look
He's
at, I'd
like-
rather look
Yeah.
at you, Josh.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I'm sitting there, Hillsong, New York City.
Yeah.
I'm praising the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and I look over, and there's this guy who has 6% body fat, wearing orange overalls,
My brother.
no shirt underneath either.
That is so
Bold
remote.
move.
orange overalls, I already know it's Remington.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I see the overalls.
Yes.
Maybe he had a shirt underneath, but I don't think he
He
did.
probably did it. This is on a Sunday morning.
A Sunday morning, dude.
Sunday morning at Hillsong
Bro.
NYC. Yeah.
No t-shirt.
his arms, he's doing like a double bicep when he's praising the Lord, and I'm like, I gotta know who this
Yeah,
dude
yeah,
is.
yeah, that's
And
That's
funny.
so funny.
He ended up turning around, walking, and like just randomly said hi to me.
Yeah.
And I was going through a lot in my time. My parents were divorcing,
Yeah.
and it was a rough little season. And then following Monday, because he gets my number, follows up immediately. It's like, we're going to lunch the next day.
Come on.
And dude traveled from like, I don't remember where he lived at the time.
Probably Brooklyn. Somewhere deep in Brooklyn.
It was a good
Wow.
commute, and meets me for lunch and had the best conversation I have probably ever had in my entire life.
That's amazing.
With a believer. And he his character and what I was going through with my parents at the time. But he was telling me about YouTube. And so when I moved to New York, I was like, I'm going to start a vlog channel. So I had
did?
posted my
That's
first.
so cool.
This
Caleb,
is the
no
real
way.
OG YouTuber.
I love that.
Listen, my ratio, I had 200 subscribers.
Okay.
My first video got 4,000 views.
No way.
I thought it was
4,000?
4,000
Yeah, I was
views.
gonna say that's
really
a lot
good.
for somebody who has.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was like
that's a lot now.
I don't even
Dude.
get that anymore.
Same. I'm bugging.
and so he was like, "Oh, my brother is doing YouTube right now with his girlfriend." I
Girlfriend's
was like,
crazy.
"Oh, for real?" And
Yeah.
so I looked you guys up. I subscribed. I think immediately. I started watching y'all's videos because they were hilarious.
What year was this?
This is 2018.
I'm
that's
sorry.
embarrassing.
I'm so sorry.
And you were in LA at the time,
we
right?
were living in LA, and
Okay.
yeah,
You do owe me an apology. So the apology will come.
I'm so sorry.
So I was
Forceful.
like kind of invested into y'all's relationship.
Oh,
like,
I
through
know.
Rim.
Yeah.
And you did a prank video of
Oh, no.
him texting one of your friends texting him or something.
Yes.
Oh, was it the loyalty test or
It
something?
was like a loyalty test.
And then was it like lyrics? Was it like a
no, it was you texting your friend on his phone
Yes.
about hey, do you want to hang out? And your friend
Oh,
said
my friend.
yes.
Yes.
me?
Yes. No, my friend.
Your friend?
It was a
friend.
lyric prank, but the one that we did not with
Not
Rem.
with. You know what's so great? Keep
I
go,
thought-
go,
yeah,
go.
keep
I have a
Sorry.
question to this, and then we can get into the podcast. My question is you used his phone to text your friend about him hanging out, and she failed the loyalty test, and then the video kind of ended, and I never knew what happened after that with that friendship.
Oh my god!
all these years he's been wondering. It's been keeping him up
why
at
I
night.
say that is because you know these prank channels on TikTok and Instagram. I look back on it now, like I fell for that.
For sure.
Me
I thought
too.
it was so real.
100%.
So I need to clarify that was fake.
That was 100% fake. That is so crazy.
Okay, this right here validates me because I, even still to this day, sometimes I'll see stuff and I'm like, I feel like I've gotten better, but like back in the day, I was like, babe, this one has to be real. Like this is like, but these people,
You were
man,
crying.
like we're just
she went
actors.
for it.
Acting
I
skills.
told Josh, I'm like,
Goes for
I'm
it.
an actress.
No, she,
okay?
hey.
No, real tears.
Yes.
Like actual tears.
So impressive.
I feel like
her.
I'm not an actress actually at all, but I feel like in those moments, it was so easy for me just to be in a room with Josh. I could not do it with anyone else,
Yeah.
but like since we were so comfortable, I could just like go there and just like really be like, if this was real, how would I feel?
That was the video. She was sitting by herself.
Yes.
I was in green. We were doing
Yes,
long
yes.
distance. That's
So we
probably
were-
what you triggered.
Yeah,
you
'cause
probably
we were,
triggered.
we were struggling.
We were actually sad.
So it's like, it just worked. It was actually like low-key real. No.
That's so
That's
crazy.
hilarious.
But you know what sucks about it the most is y'all's comments. They were flaming your friend. Like I felt
For
bad the
sure.
friend.
I know. Hurt. Yeah, that's
People-
so wild.
I went to her Instagram and people were commenting, "How dare you?"
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I forgot.
Wait, and then
about-
didn't I do a follow up? Oh
I
no,
think
that was
we-
a different prank.
I don't even know. There's so many pranks. I'm like,
Okay,
I don't know.
but the part 1 to that or part 2 or whatever. No, it's a part 1. But
it was the same thing, but reversed.
yes, have we ever shared what we're about to share?
I think we did share it. Maybe not.
This is some clickbait right here. Let's
It's
go.
the tea.
So we did this prank, but like reverse. She was texting my friend, and eventually,
friend.
my friend, and then eventually, we called my friend, and like I was arguing with him on the camera, and I threw the phone, and like it was a big thing. I think it might be our #1 view video on YouTube right now.
No.
Big thing, 100% staged to the fact that the friend was my brother Remington the entire time. And the thing is,
That's what I thought you were about to say.
That's what I thought you were about to say.
Watched it and you heard
and
his
you
voice.
peeked and you heard his voice.
No.
And the thing is, I've probably seen like maybe 5 comments throughout the years. This is 2017, by the way, of people saying that sounds like Remington. That sounds like Remington. And I like either deleted or just like straight up ignored or whatever. But like, who cares at this point? Obviously, I just told it. But that is like our most viral prank, and it was my brother the entire time, and no one knew. They all thought it was
Your best friend.
my best friend, Raheem.
Yes,
I did a
Raheem.
New York
Raheem.
name.
Raheem
I was
is
like,
crazy.
Raheem is wild. I was like, this is Raheem.
Sounds like my
And
dad's name. My dad's name is Joachim. So
Joachim. So
I'm like, huh,
that's it.
Similar vibes.
So anyways, just expose that. So yeah, that's it. Go watch that video now. That is literally my brother Remington putting
like,
on
we
a
already
great show for us. Shout out to the family that
Wow.
helps out with YouTube videos. 'cause
this
they-
is your OG fan
we go.
over here.
That's so wild.
It's hilarious.
Kayla, that's so
And
crazy.
apparently y'all are my OG fans. I had no idea.
Like, look how that worked out.
I
OG.
had no idea. You know, no one ever gives me cred for YouTube. Like, no one knows me as like YouTuber. No,
That's
everyone's like,
all
oh, Christian influencer, podcaster. No one YouTube anymore.
Wow.
Like, I'm like,
You
"Hey,
used to
guys."
vlog. You did the house tours. You did like
Did
we.
it,
You were.
y'all. Let's put in tears into that back in the
YouTube.
day.
For sure.
And now look
I
at
miss it.
YouTube. So do I. So do I. I think I found a new love for YouTube, like again, because like we went through like COVID and then the views and then just like not even liking YouTube anymore.
was
But
me.
now I feel like, I don't know, I feel inspired. Like I was over there vlogging and I was like, okay, this is good. Good job. I know that's actually, good job is crazy because we suck at vlogging. Nowadays.
Pick up the camera 3 days later
I'm
and be like,
trying.
oh, sorry, I forgot that I was
It's
vlogging.
next day.
Insane. That was me this week.
Yes.
I'm working on it, y'all.
No, it's literally yes. This is what we do. Okay. Anyways, there probably are so many people who don't know you guys or whatever. You guys recently just got married.
Yep.
Congrats. Also,
you.
everybody spam happy birthday to Jeanine.
Yes,
Her
also
birthday
just
was
had a
yesterday.
birthday.
She just
Yesterday.
turned 30.
I know.
Amazing.
Don't mention it.
No,
Yeah,
no. Sorry. Yeah,
We
sorry.
should have asked if we could say.
Yeah, sorry. You're right. You're right. But that is amazing. But it's also amazing that you guys are a newly married couple. How many
Marriage
months?
experts.
Yeah, I was
Marriage
gonna say,
experts.
how
We're gonna
long
Oh,
are
for
you-
sure.
4 months.
4 months?
4 months.
We're gonna have a
We're
conference
fresh
soon,
into it.
probably. Y'all want to be our speakers?
Shit, the church merch. Get some conference merch.
Wait, that's so amazing. I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was that fresh.
Yeah, we got married November 12th, so
Wow.
We're still in the
a
heat
little
of
over
like
4 months.
new marriage arguments.
Yeah.
Still there.
What's the latest one?
No, today.
Earlier today.
What?
Before we walked into
Come
Before
on.
we walked in, we were like, we've got to resolve this. Otherwise, we're going to ruin
Yes,
this podcast.
ma'am.
That's us.
We
We
were
always.
like, got to fix
Oh my
it.
God.
always before something like this.
Yeah,
For
sure.
and you're like, we have to pull it together immediately because we have to go in. And
No,
be fine.
literally our podcast in Arizona that we shot.
Oh yeah,
we drove in silence the entire time.
And then we got there, and I was like, "Are we gonna?"
How long was the drive?
25-minute, 30-minute drive.
Dude,
that's so long in marriage fight
yes.
life.
Oh, and when I do the silent treatment, I'm struggling to keep it in.
Oh, bro,
because I need her to like validate.
I'm good at the silent treatment. I'm like, okay,
She's
fine.
too
We
good
don't
at
have
it.
to
You ain't
talk.
gonna do it. You ain't
I'm
gonna
like,
say it.
Silent.
I'm like a puppy dog in the corner. I'm like just like trying to get some type of affirmation.
Yeah, slams the door and he's like, "Did she see that?" Tries to make sure I notice.
Do you
I'm
want to tell
like,
him
I saw.
what the fight was about?
Yeah, how
What was
petty
the
was
fight
it?
about?
Well, I planned a whole weekend.
Okay.
Blood, sweat, and tears into this birthday. And, you know, the next morning, she just had a little bit of attitude. I was kind of hurt because there wasn't like the gratitude I wanted to like last 48 hours. Yeah. And I wanted her just to like, you know.
I'm PMSing today, so I don't think that teed up
You get a
anything.
pass.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
has nothing to do with
I was
it.
like, Caleb, I'm sorry. I'm just in a mood today. But it didn't mean I should have like. Yeah.
I was being sensitive.
But I was also being agitated. It's, you're just mad for no reason.
So sweet. You're both
The
like, no,
way
I was
they're doing this right now,
yeah.
y'all better be taking tips, people at home.
Yeah,
This
see,
is-
that's
You guys
the
were
way.
not perfect, I swear.
Own your like issues.
Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're good now.
We're good now. We literally kissed and made up.
We
We're like,
made
okay,
out
we're good. We
before
got
we came
this.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I love Caleb. We made out before we
Made out
came
in the
in.
car, and now everything's fine.
We're
good,
good.
yeah.
Do you guys still think you're in the honeymoon phase? Do we believe in the honeymoon phase?
Yes. And no.
I mean, I think we had our honeymoon phase like very early on in dating.
Yeah.
No.
And then, yeah, we did.
You-
Short-lived, you think?
Yeah. I was moving to Florida right when we met, so it got real quick.
Okay.
Oh wow.
It did,
But
yeah.
I do believe in the honeymoon phase, but I feel like it should never kind of stop. It
Yeah.
ebbs and flows.
That's
don't
what I
think it
was
needs to
asking.
be
That's
this,
why I
like,
asked. Yeah.
Crazy high. I feel like it's just been very even keeled since we've been married. The first
Yeah.
month was definitely a little rough because we're just figuring out so much.
Talk about it.
We didn't live together before marriage.
Yep.
Didn't have sex before marriage.
Yep.
Trying to do purity. You're planning a wedding. We work together at the same time. So all that finances, house, the public opinion, all that in one. I was like, this is a lot.
Right.
And then you're just getting married and trying to still learn each other. And you're like, man, I don't want people to think our relationship is toxic. And it's like normal marriage fights that you have that you're like, do I invite them into this? Do I not? What do I keep private? What do I not?
Yeah.
And so that first month was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then family and holidays at the same time of that.
Yeah. Well, I've only lived with guys for my entire life.
Okay.
And so going from that to living with a very clean, organized woman.
And I was living alone for already a year at this point, and so
Yeah.
he moved into my house.
Okay.
And so
That's hard.
I'd see that sock on the floor, and I'd be like, "Pick up your sock!
Get into it.
Like that laundry hamper's right there."
How did you are you just an easy guy? Like, okay, I understand what you're
great.
saying, but, or was it tough?
Yeah, I think where I struggled with is I'm performative and I want to, if I take out the trash, I want her to know like, hey, I'm taking out the trash.
Right.
So I had to get used to doing things with like no applause.
Yeah.
And that was like I've had to
I think
learn.
what's so funny is the reverse is girls are so used to doing everything, and they're just like, "Okay, whatever." He doesn't even notice, and you just kind of like don't say anything. But I feel like you would do the dishes and do them like extra loud, and I'm like,
does she see me?
you?
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, "Hey, I'll pick up his sock." He doesn't even notice this, but
we've been, and what's crazy, I'm not hard. Like if she leaves something out or something, I don't tell her what to do usually ever. And so that's like the difference in our relationship.
I'm kind of a neat freak. Like after a while, okay, it gets messy. We'll try to pick it up, but like after 3 days, that's like my max.
Oh, for sure.
Where I'm like, I'm going crazy.
Yep.
You've got to clean this up.
Yeah.
But we hit like after the first month, just a momentum, and I feel like we have it. We're like
We're still in that.
Things are so good right now where
on.
it's like a little sketchy. We're like,
Yeah, I'm
like,
Yeah.
when's
What's
this gonna
happening?
When's this gonna stop?
Right.
Well, let's stay here really quick. What does good look like for a newly married couple? Because you're saying like that first month was rough, and you just shared, and for us, it kind of the same or whatever. But like we feel like you guys too. Shortly after those first weird moments, like we didn't live together either.
figuring
So
stuff out.
yeah, I just lost my train of thought.
Like what does good look
Yes,
like now?
what does that look like 2 months? Like, give me some practical.
You answer first.
As far as like what?
Like, what does good look like in our marriage? Like, how?
Oh, to us.
Like, yes, right now, yeah. Like, what
yeah.
is month 2 looking like? 3, 4.
We're on the same wavelength. We have good community around us.
Great.
We're not nitpicking at each other. Going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. in the Word of God. We're just kind of not picking each other apart.
Great.
Because I think what I learned very easily or fast in marriage is that you try to make them do certain things or try to do the things that you do. And I really quickly, because I had so many people tell me like, you gotta make sure you don't nitpick your spouse or try to make him like do the things that you want him to do. And of course you can kind of say, hey, do you mind doing this? Or hey, I would like to see this change. But if I'm trying to make him do things that I haven't expressed, that's just messed up.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I've learned to let some things go and then also express like, hey babe, I'd really like this. And then he's really good at listening to that.
Yeah.
So
for me, I would say like we are so forward focused on like our dreams and aspirations of like what we want to do. And so it's so fun every night, every dinner, we're like, okay, in 10 years, like, how are we going to get here? And so we are so focused on just like paving the way for our kids, our future, family, what that looks like, and aligning. We just like align on what we want our future to look like.
That's great.
And that makes me so excited as like the man wanting to provide and set up our future in a way where she can, slow things down. We just are, in the beginning it was hard because you're like, what are things going to look like 10 years from now, 15 years from now? And we're slowly getting better at knowing that things are going to be great, but we're also aligned on our mission with what we want to do.
I love that so much. Jeanine, and I'll ask you this too, Caleb, but I know you said, I don't know you guys' dating history, obviously, but I know you said like this, you found your husband. So like this time looking for your husband, you wanted God to just do this. You wanted him to figure this out. You didn't want to be the one reaching out and, doing all that stuff. How explain that way of doing it? Because I know there are some women who want to be the one like initiating and looking out, which by the way, ladies, I feel like you should just let your man come find you. I'm just saying, like, let them be the one. But faith without works is dead. So I will say you probably were obviously doing stuff, not obviously reaching out to Caleb and stuff like that, or any other guys. But what did that look like for you when you say you wanted God just to be to do this for you?
Yeah, I think in my story, if I was brutally honest with myself, I looked back and I think I initiated a lot of that, or I was the one kind of being like, okay, I'm going to put myself in his way, or like I followed my ex first, or because like when I saw them, I was like, oh, I want that guy. And I would kind of go after it. And I realized I was trying to create my own love story. And I got to a point where I was exhausted of doing that. I sat down, I was honest with myself. I was like, I'm the one making this happen, and no wonder why it's not working out. And then 2 days before I saw Caleb, I just honestly sat with myself. I was like, God, I'm really done trying. I'm sick of trying. I'm tired of trying to make this happen in my own strength. Yeah. And then 2 days later, I saw him for the first time. And I remember having that wrestle where I wanted to go up to him first. I wanted to make this thing happen. I was like, what if I never see him again? He's so attractive. I mean, like I said, the jawline. I was like, I saw him and I like fell in love instantly. But then I also was like, I can't let myself lead by emotions, because just because he's an attractive guy, like I don't know anything about him. And I think as women, you can kind of already marry yourself to the person before you even know their name. And I thought he was the most gorgeous man ever. I still do.
Are you sexualizing me?
Maybe. I mean, you're my husband now, so
it's fine.
You can do that.
And I remember going home being like, dang, I'll probably never see this guy again. And then I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw him in my friend's story. So naturally, I went and clicked, and he was already following me. And I think
for a minute,
he had already been following me.
We're going to talk about it.
And then I go to my DMs and he had been DMing me for a year and a half. Wow. So that gave me the pass, though.
Okay, it's in there.
I think because I saw that, I was like, okay, great. He's been pursuing me. So I followed back. But
look at that work.
If he had not DM'd me, had not already been following me, I wouldn't have done anything. But I followed him back. I was like, okay, he's already interested. This is great.
Depends who. I don't know. I want to interject on like the who pursues who. I think it depends. Like it depends. Like not who has leverage, but like she knew I was already kind of interested in a way through other people and through all the DMs. And I do feel like it's important if the girl just give us a little bit of something to work with, and you did that.
Well, yeah, by me following him back, I kind of dropped the hanky a little bit. But I don't know. I do feel like the moment I relinquished control and I surrendered and I basically just told the Lord, I want a story that you wrote for me. And I remember distinctly saying, God, I want a story where he saw me first and he knew, and I didn't have to do anything. And then when we met, he was starting to tell me, like, I saw you at the lake one time. I saw you by this coffee shop. He saw me so many times. I was like, I never saw you. Wow. And it was so crazy because I just like prayed for that, and I never thought God would do it. And it's just so cool because God hears these prayers of yours. And then it worked. So I was like, whoa.
I was really about to say that. Isn't it crazy? I think I've shared this before. When you get that specific with God and asking him what you want and with what you want, because I mean, there's so many times, especially in our marriage too, where we're talking about something, like, let's be real, like we're talking about it and we're like, we want this to happen and how are we going to get this to work, and stuff just isn't looking good or whatever, marriage wise or whatever. And we're just like, wait a minute. Literally, let's get in our word and let's pray and let's figure this out. Let's let God figure it out. And isn't it crazy what happens when you do that? This dude's been around. He's been here, and your husband's just been waiting. Okay, Caleb. So I got to know the other half of this of this story, because you said you've been in the DMs for a minute.
She leaves a lot
dabbling in there.
Okay. Give me a little bit about it.
What did I leave out?
Yeah. So I took her friend out to lunch, a little date.
It was my friend. Yep.
Her friend.
Her friend.
Yeah.
About a year and a half before we actually met, and you had a boyfriend at the time, and so she was never responding to my DMs. And then finally, July 4th, 2022.
Come on,
dude! I'm supposed to be moving away in 3 weeks. I'm telling my guys, I had just been like kind of hurt a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with girls. Well, not done with girls, but I'm like, I'm done for now with girls.
That is wild.
And I had just gone in a relationship a month and a half prior. So I was also like, I'm done dating. Yeah. I need a break.
And I walk into the party, and she's the first girl that I saw. And all my guy friends, it's like a joke now that I like really like had a crush on her. And but they were like, go talk to her. I'm like, yo, leave me alone. I'm like sweating. And when your boys are like, she's right there.
Yeah, do something about it.
Do something.
Oh, you're sweating everywhere.
I'm sweating. Like, I had friends that were girls were there, and they knew that I liked her, and they were even coming up to me going,
that's even more nerve-wracking.
And now I'm like, now things are getting really weird. And so finally I'm like, I'm sitting there, she's to my right, and I'm like, okay, courage now. And I go, and then a girl comes up to her, and it's like, I'm a big fan, and I'm like, oh no, like I can't.
Yeah, it's weird now.
Now I'm like, I don't want her to think I'm a fan.
Yeah, right.
But little did he know I was crushing on him. Like, I remember being there like, well, is he going to talk to me?
Yeah.
Like, it was so
I
funny.
went home that day with my buddy, and I was just like, you coward. I was so mad at myself. And that night, me and the boys were in the living room, and my phone goes off. I get the notification that she followed me back, and we all went crazy. My guy friends were so hyped for me.
Picture that.
The room was like,
dude, we were like literally, it's like we won like an award or something.
Damn, this is war.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did win an award.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And so shortly after that, DM'd her. Some things happened that would take too long, but I saw her 2 weeks later. I never thought I'd see her again. I'm walking into my pool where I lived, and
I'm driving away from the pool.
No way.
So I tried her one more time, and I also thought, I was like, dang, I'm never gonna see him again.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed. My friend also encouraged me, like, don't even try with him, because I asked her, like, who is that? She's like, that's Caleb. He's moving in 3 weeks. He's 23. She's like, don't even try. And I was like,
I got offended. I got offended. Some people who watched our videos were saying that I was like, she showed up to my apartment. People were saying that
this is the hate that he
there
gets.
There were so many times we ran into each other. People were like, oh, you had to do this on purpose. And I'm
he
like,
thought that
I lived there.
They said he was just at home. They said he was stalking me.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That you
Yeah.
were looking for her.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case.
And then put myself out there. I sent one last DM, and guys, there were many that weren't responded to. I chunked my phone after I sent this last
You're like,
DM.
I'm done. Wait, so when y'all saw each other that day at You drove by. You didn't say anything to
We
me?
waved at each other.
Well, she said something kind of mean to me, actually.
What?
I was
What do you
taking a
mean?
photo of a girl who asked me to take a
the
photo
pool
of
party.
her. Yeah. She was like, Instagram boyfriend.
Because I thought, I was kind of seeing, I'm like, is he dating this girl?
Jeanine, that's so smart. That's so smart.
I wanted to see if he was like, no.
Like,
Yeah, I thought,
Girls falling in the pool.
He didn't
not your
respond. I was
phone.
like, dang it.
You're like so.
But
true.
I do think when girls say they don't like games, I'm like, if I would have talked to you,
It would have seemed like, I hear you. We are thinking like
That's a
that.
little too
Seemed like
eager.
you're a little player.
Too much, too soon.
Oh shoot, that's so funny. That's crazy because we literally said the exact same thing when we first started dating. She just got over an ex, and then same with me. I was like done. Like,
So that's why y'all looked at each other when I said that.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
yeah, but our story's a little different because my ex was still kind of around afterwards. Super toxic. I was terrible as a person. But
I've been there, bro.
yeah, no, for sure. So terrible as a person. Like my whole person's bad. But anyways, yes, that was us. And then you find, at the time was my girlfriend, but you find your significant other. I'm very curious about the community that you guys have both had before you dated. Yeah. I feel like you had more of a bigger community of friends than I did when we were dating. So like I never really experienced like what you're really talking about with like your guys or whatever in close proximity. I'll say that I have like my brother, he lived in a different state, and then everyone just lived across the country. I didn't have like my guys that were right there or whatever. What is that dynamic like? What was it like, and what is it like now that you're married, when it comes to, you got your dudes, you got your girls? Did any people not even rock with Caleb? Did some dudes not rock with Jeanine? Like,
That's some tea.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can share whatever you want, but like,
That's some TT right there.
what is that?
Easy with that word.
Easy with that word.
Okay, never mind.
What does
I'm
that look
not gonna repeat
like?
it. You go first.
Yeah, I almost had, I feel like sometimes I had, I don't want to say too many friends, but I had so many like guy friends from Dallas. Not so many. I had probably like 6 or 7 guys just around me, where it was, the accountability was there from like the very beginning. And they were like, who is this girl? Because, you know, she was in social media. Right. I'm 4.5 years younger. So she kind of had to go through a bandwidth of guys who really cared for me and seen me hurt and seen me, you know, like you said, not being the godly man that I, you know, said I was. And so, because she had broken up with me in the very beginning, and she kind of, the first month was a little tough. And so the community aspect from my end was, I don't know if I'm making any sense what I'm saying.
No, you're
We can
saying
cut
you're.
that.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
listening.
following.
This is what I want to know.
You're saying that your community, you had a group of guys that helped you get through that season.
Yeah.
You did. He had really awesome guy friends.
Yeah.
That is great, because I
Yeah,
feel like
he
sometimes it's not like I said,
It's
for
like
me,
the other way around.
Yeah,
kind
it's not
of.
that I didn't have anyone. I didn't have good guys, but I just really felt like I didn't have that guy or those people or whatever. So the fact that you had that, it makes it easier too to have accountability.
For sure.
That made me more attracted to him because
Great.
I saw he had consistent men in his life, and they were all godly, just awesome dudes.
They made it fun too.
Yeah, and they were fun, and like they were like, I don't know, they helped you through that whole season of like telling you what to do and what to text back and all this stuff.
She went to my going away party, because when we met, I was moving immediately. So we had like 25 people at my going away party, and that's when she got to like meet everybody. But to your question, it looks so different now.
So different.
Really?
Yeah.
Please.
Wow.
Well, for me, when I met him, I kind of similar to you. All my best friends lived in California, and then my best friend Maddie lived here. Okay. But the thing is, why this story was really difficult for me is Maddie was getting engaged right as I got my heart broken. And so I was like, this is really tough. And so Caleb was this like new piece of the puzzle. She was going through an engagement, planning a wedding. I'm newly dating Caleb. I'm like, oh, this is such a weird time. So she was like my best friend, but then all of a sudden she was like in the midst of planning a wedding. And so I didn't want to like bother her and bombard her because she was in the craziest season. And then all my other best friends were in California. And then I have a great group of girlfriends here, but they were all married. And so I was the like one single girl, so me and another girl were the 2 single girls in this married group. And so I was in a weird in between where I was like, I don't want to bother my married friends. All my best friends don't live here. So I was kind of figuring it out. I had community at my other church that was really, really awesome for me. But when we got married, it's like everything goes, whoop. And I've talked about this, but like your single people, and I get it, your single people don't reach out anymore. And they're kind of like, okay, she's married. We're kind of moving on. We also mainly hang out with married people now. Like you just kind of relate to married people more. And so
also my single buddies, I'm not going to go up to them and go, yeah, like, because they have a different perspective on relationships. Yeah. So when you give them your married problems, it's just coming from your single guy friend. It's harder.
Like they could think like, oh, this is so toxic. But then your married friends are like, oh, we get it. Like we're right there with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We definitely are more, because when you're single, you're trying to find your significant other. So it's like the more the merrier, like big groups, like gives me more opportunity to maybe meet somebody. And then you get married, you're like, oh, I really value this, like this conversation, like we're having. And
we've become a little more introverted, I think. Yeah. We hang out more together, us now. And we used to both be in like large groups. Like I would travel with large groups all the time. He had his buddies. Yeah. And slowly but surely, it's just kind of become more us and then a more refined friend group.
The hardest part, though, is figuring out how you both want to do community together. Because we had, that, if you ask about like what was the hardest part, first month of marriage, why that was, it was really because of the community aspect. Yeah. I wanted to do community so much different than she did.
Please tell how.
You want to tell?
So I'm like very much like, I want to invite literally everyone.
Oh, like I thought it was going to be the opposite.
I did too, actually.
No way. Okay,
really?
I'm listening. Go.
Oh my gosh. Like when I bought my house, I was like, I want this home to be a home to host. So I would have parties all the time, not like ragers or anything like that. Like dancing on the tabletops. But like I hosted all the time. I threw people's birthday parties there. I threw my birthday party. Like I just constantly had people in the house because I was also single. So I just constantly used my home to try to like bless people. And you were more of like a closer, like you wanted like your 6 guys and like that was that. For me, I wanted to invite everybody. And so slowly but surely the group kept getting smaller and smaller. And I was like, wait, no, I want to invite this person. What about this person? And he wanted more like quality time. But he's taught me a lot about that, though, which is great.
If there's one thing I have, I feel like I do have discernment with people. And so I'd be like, Jade, this girl is toxic, or like, she does not like you, but wants to be your friend. And so sees the best in people. And I'm kind of like, hey, like I'll have like, discernment.
He has really great discernment.
People, and I was like, hey, I don't think that person is probably where I feel called to go into a friendship with. Yeah. And you like, his or her boyfriend, or but I don't like, this relationship with our marriage. And that was and friendships she's had for a while is hard to let go, but at the same time you only have so much time, and as you get busier and as you get married, and so but I think we're on
definitely on a good page now.
Bro, that's so real. What are you about to say?
I mean, that's so much like us. I feel like, and we've always said that we want married friends, and we want friends that like are just in the same season of life as us. I just feel like it's so healthy, and you can encourage each other in like a different way. And I don't know, I feel like we can just relate to that so much, like just not losing friends, but I guess if you will.
I was gonna ask Jeanine, how was him telling you, about a certain friend, especially newly married or whatever? That has to be like tough. Cause I will say this, bro, like I feel like I've kind of done that. I've kind of done that with Savannah, but I will say afterwards, or I won't say nothing, and I'm like, okay, I'll let you figure that out, because Shorty is not. She's not for you. She's not for you, and then like it reveals itself. But I know that's kind of that's iffy sometimes, especially when you just moved in. Like y'all just now start. Don't tell me I can't have her as a friend.
How was so real. That's so real, because like you just get married. And then all of a sudden he comes in and he's like, okay, I've been hiding this for a really long time. I need to tell you.
I wasn't controlling.
No,
that's what I'm saying. No, and I don't want to feel like I'm controlling her too. That's why I'm like hesitant. Yeah.
Keeping it real, where he's like, babe, this girl is not the best for you.
Because they want the best for you.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm very much like what you were saying. I see the best. I'm like, no. And I also hate conflict. I hate change. I hate shifting things. I'm like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And he's like, babe, she's got to go. And
I'll call her right now. Say
but he's so good at just like confronting people or being very honest. I hate it. Growing up with my family, you just put everything underneath the rug, and that's not good. So he's helped me kind of like deal with that.
What's under there?
But yeah, he's like, this is messy underneath. I'm like, cover it. No, don't look. So it was kind of hard trying to trust his discernment, because I'm like, it's the classic, like, you don't know her like I do. Like, this is my friend. And he's like, babe, I don't need to see much to know that this person or this friend group or this guy or whatever is not the best. And so now I really, really trust him. But at the beginning, it was really hard. Hard.
That's interesting too, because you don't have the equity yet. And I'd be like, that guy is not your friend. He get
a little too touchy.
He's not just your friend. And that's weird. That was
that's weird too.
But being married's so much better now. It's just
But the thing is, I look back and I'm like, oh, you were right. And I hate admitting that, but I'm like, yeah, you were right.
Right.
Like, dang it.
Really quick. You guys said you met and then you were moving. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Literally us.
Missing piece of the story, huh?
In the DM I sent, I'm moving in 2 weeks, but I want to take you on a date.
That's crazy.
And this is even more psycho. I told my friend who knew her before we went on the date, because I was like in the process of about to ask her. I was like, you tell Jeanine if we don't go on a date when I'm in Florida, tell her that I'll marry her. I was kind of joking, but I was just like
kind of serious.
Kind of serious. I was like, tell her that I'll marry her. You know, I'll come back.
Because Loki, honestly, him saying that, isn't that kind of like a red flag? Like, I just want to take you on a date and I'm moving. Not a red flag, but that's like,
you're kind of like,
why would I even want to pursue this?
Exactly.
That's kind of what, and I was like, I was with my best friend Maddie when he DM'd me that. And if he were staying, I don't think I would have said yes, just because I was like, nah, I'm too fresh out of a relationship. I don't think this is wise. Wow. But because he was moving, I was like, well, he's moving. Like, when will I kind of get this opportunity again? Yeah. And Maddie was like, Jay, just do it. Like, what's the harm? And I was like, okay, you're right.
In that first day, the first 2 weeks, it was like, I mean, straight out of
that was a Disney
TV
movie
show.
or something. And literally, it was like Princess Jasmine on her magic carpet. Like, I swear.
That's the best.
We went to. I don't know who I was in that.
I don't
either.
I
was taking you to too many
dinners. He's looking at his wallet. He's like, crap.
Oh no, I'm not moving anymore. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I can't move anymore.
Literally.
I have to say.
So I move, and you talk about my 3 guy friends, Luke and Hunter, Austin and Hunter. We get in the car.
Who else was with you?
Chase came later, but we get in the car. We drive to. They drove with me to Orlando, where I was moving. Okay, dude, just somber music. I'm depressed. Bro.
Oh my gosh, I could picture it.
Jeanine goes, we can't talk for 4 days. I need to pray and fast about this whole thing.
I did. I hit him with the fast.
She just.
Sorry, bye.
I was like, I can't text you for 4 days. I gotta go.
This girl just told me all I need is 6 months and I'm good. And then next day is like, I need 4 days.
I knew I wanted to marry him, but I was like, this is too soon. I was freaking out. I was like, I need to get with the Lord and see if this is right.
For sure, yeah.
So I did.
Great.
So 6 weeks into living in Orlando, I wake up one day, I called my mom. I was like, I'm quitting my job. I'm done. I didn't consult it with her. I moved back to Dallas without telling her. And I was like, I'm back.
How many months after?
He just calls me
6 weeks.
He's like, just to let you know I'm moving back.
We were
I'm
sitting
like,
on the couch watching
oh yeah,
Netflix.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. You were
just
in Dallas.
watching Netflix. We weren't doing nothing. We were just
watching Netflix.
It sounds sick.
No, just Netflix, no chill.
Yeah, no chill.
I was like, I'm moving back, and this girl like almost
panicked.
broke up.
I was like,
what? And it was kind of
because in my mind, if he was moving back, I was like, he's trying to marry me like tomorrow.
Right.
Like I panicked. I was like, I'm not ready yet.
Scared,
I just hated it there. I hated my job. And I was like, honestly, I was talking to my mom and I was like, if she breaks up with me, cool. I'm moving back. And then you kind of did, but didn't. And then.
No, we became official after that.
Yeah.
Wow. Look how that worked out.
I love that. How under wraps did you guys keep your relationship?
Oh, so under.
For 7+ months.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had 2 public breakups. I was like, I'm not posting this until I'm sure.
So you're sure.
Dude.
Yeah. Even the last relationship I didn't post for an entire year because I did not.
You didn't.
I'm so glad I didn't do that.
I love that so much. How are you feeling, or how did you feel like knowing Jeanine? Like, this is. She's OG. She's been doing this. I'm gonna keep saying OG, but like, you know, just the whole. And then you've been following her, obviously, so you know. But like, is that because like for us, we've just been doing this together, and then like before that, she was a professional dancer, well, still is.
Queen.
Yeah, she's a queen, and I was like struggling or whatever. So like I've always like looked up to her about that stuff. But like, how does that make you
that's
feel
a good
as,
question.
as the husband?
I didn't know her YouTube days. All I thought was on Instagram.
Instagram, got it.
And so I didn't know the magnitude of everything until we started dating.
That's awesome.
But because we didn't post each other, there was no like benefits of being with. It was almost more of it felt like a burden where this is very challenging and difficult with the complexities of everything. I was almost scared because it was not in post, and it made it seem like, oh, this is on a scale of things like such a big deal, where before you're dating someone, you just post them on your Instagram story.
It's whatever, yeah.
And so I was more afraid of, like, I had guy friends who they posted with one of my buddies, he wasn't in social media, and then he got married to a girl who was, and they posted, and it was kind of tough on them. And so I was more afraid of what that might look like, or people
like, what am I entering into?
Yeah,
right.
And because our whole relationship was offline, so all I know is Jeanine in real life, I still worked my job. Like, I wasn't quitting, I was in my career, and then I decided to leave later. But yeah, it didn't really hit until we had so much equity built, where I was like, okay, like I see what's going on here now.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
100%.
I love that you guys like kept it private, and I feel like that's really sweet, because then, especially with always just like being in the public eye, you're so used to everyone else's opinions, and to be able to have that like just for you, that makes it so sweet. Like, even just with our pregnancy, similar kind of feel, we kept it a secret for like longer than we would, and we loved it. Like, it's just that moment for you. You don't have to share it with everyone else. And then when you do, it's sweet too.
Yeah.
We knew we were getting engaged when we posted. Like, that was our proposal.
Right.
Come on.
Pretty
that
much.
was like, that was the coolest thing ever.
Because I told him, I said, hey, I'm not posting you until I know that we're getting married. And so around that time, we were like, okay, we're sure, we're good. Yeah. And I'm glad we did.
I don't have so many questions, but we're about to like.
I know we can hang out and
I don't want to make this podcast like 4 hours.
As long as you need.
But where do I want to go? It's okay. All right, here we go. You just wrote a book.
I did.
Well, you've written the book.
Is this your
Or
first
whatever.
book?
My first book, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For some reason
my
feel
debut
like you
book.
would
Oh
have
my
written a book.
gosh.
That's so
But-
funny. No, my first book.
That's
Wow.
so
Have
exciting.
you? Yeah, clap it up,
Yeah, that's
everybody.
that
What in the
is-
world?
Dude, she's a freaking badass. Like,
No.
wrote
That
the
is-
book our entire relation. We would go home after our date nights. I got to write my book. And I would sit
Wow.
there, and she'd write every day. For those 7 months we were private, she was writing
I was
a book.
writing that whole time. Because I started the book before him and I even met.
I was like, I'm
So
married-
Yeah.
I'm
I was like,
married
just so
an
you know, this is what you're signing up for. I'm sorry.
I'm writing a book.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
now I'm interested. I was gonna just say let's talk about the book, but how did that alter any of your writing? Because homie came in the picture.
Yeah. Because originally my book, when I started it, I was dating someone.
Okay.
We broke up, and
No
I was like,
way.
crap. I was like, okay, so now I'm shifting a little bit. I'm writing this as a single woman who's about to go in her 30s. And I was like, what kind of message do I want to preach through this? And then he came along, and I was like, okay, this kind of alters the messaging a little bit. I was like, do I include him in these stories? Do I not? I actually had a chapter where he was going to be included. I ended up taking it out. Sorry. No shade, no tea. It really wasn't.
Shade, no tea.
Wait, what
It just didn't fit.
Okay.
It just
it
didn't
fit with
fit
the
in there.
story.
It was a chapter about control.
Okay.
Because I was controlling a little too much. And I was like, we'll save that for the next book. So, but he is dedicated in the book, but he was just the most supportive, amazing person in the process. But yeah, it didn't alter really too much though, I would say.
Tell us about the book. What is the book called, and what propelled you to come out with? What propelled you for this to be your first book? The topic.
I always knew I would write a book. I just didn't know what specifically. And
Great.
my problem is I hate being niched down. Like, I hate it.
Same.
I hate being known as just like one thing.
Yep.
And so back in 2018, I was living in LA. I told the Lord, I was like, God, I really want to write a book. I wanted to share my story. And throughout pretty much all of my 20s, I was a mess. Like, I kind of tried to refigure out my faith. I got in a lot of trouble in college, ended up getting in a very toxic relationship. I was partying, like lack of identity, like just so many different things that I struggled through. And I genuinely felt like God had just taken a hold of my heart and completely transformed my life. He really, really did. Yeah. And so I went from this very like lukewarm, hypocritical, double life. Like, y'all probably saw me as this perfect little girl on the OG YouTube days.
Looked
Meanwhile,
very good.
I was
Yes.
just up to no good behind the scenes. Nothing too crazy,
Right.
but just not being a wise person, very much being a hypocrite.
Yep.
And I got called out for that by a mentor, and she changed my life. And then I dove into the Word of God, and my whole life transformed. And as I grew in my faith and grew in my own confidence in the Lord, I was like, wow, I really feel like there's a lot of people going through the exact same things that I went through. And so, now people see me as this like self-help Christian guru, which is funny. I'm like, guys, I'm not perfect, I swear. Yeah. But
Gary Vaynerchuk of the Christian world.
I like something like that. And I basically compiled all the DMs and the questions that I got from my followers, and I put it into one book. And so it's called Becoming Happy and Healthy. It's real life advice on friendship, dating, career, and everything else you care about. And I give a practical, authentic, biblical guide on how to navigate these young adult years. And it really can be for anybody, like whether you're a guy or a girl. I don't make it gender specific. Anyone that's trying to better their life and do it God's way, because I truly found God's way is the best way. That's it. And so every chapter, there's 14 chapters. I talk about dating, fitness, or like health, friendship, identity, body image, insecurities, career, how to make decisions, how to know God's speaking to you. So it's like a practical manual of like the questions that you have. I wish I had this book when I was younger. And so I wrote the book that I needed in my younger 20s.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh my gosh. That is.
Did that sell you guys?
No, I literally was like, I can't wait to read it.
Oh, well, I'll send you a coffee.
Yeah.
I would love
my
to.
goodness.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
It's just, I just love that everything you said, but specifically, it's a biblical way. Mm-hmm. There's definitely those types of books. Actually, I don't even know if I know about a book that is talking about all of that in one intertwined. But there's definitely, those self-help type of books and things like that. But having a biblical background with it changes it, and it takes it to a new level with everything.
It's just filled with, it's like I really try to just flood it with scripture. So it's not even just like, hey, here's my opinion. Like you'll see
what the Bible says.
By following God's word, how my life changed. Like here's what I did and it didn't work. So here's how I applied God's word and how it does work and how it can work for you.
That's
it. And so, and I also feel like I'll read books and it's like very philosophical and deep. And I'm like, okay, cool. What do I do with this information? Mm-hmm. How do I like apply this? Yeah. I give you steps like to apply it. And I wanted it to be something that I needed when I was younger. So I really hope it blesses people. I really do.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. That is so dope.
Well, wait, where can people get the book?
Yeah, where?
Pretty much anywhere. I mean, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Target, my website, JeanineAmapola.com. So anywhere books are sold.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Well, you guys, thank y'all for so much for being on the episode. This is just the start of something I think that's going to be crazy. Being with you guys, I'm just like so encouraged right now and inspired. You guys can go follow them on their Instagrams. They have a joint Instagram. Mm-hmm. Do y'all have a joint TikTok?
No. He just made the handle, but we're working on that.
Yeah, Jeanine secure that handle. Yeah, okay.
We secured the handle.
Secure that handle. Right.
I was like, get it before someone steals it.
For sure. And then they also have a Patreon.
Yes.
Everything that honestly I feel like is it like this vibe. I know you guys do separate podcasts on there.
Mm-hmm. So we do podcasts of just us on the Patreon that are Happy and Healthy, where I do solos and then he comes on a lot as well, and then we do guests as well. So awesome. So y'all will come on our podcast.
I would love that. Well, yeah, thank you guys. You guys are the best.
We're best friends now.
We're literally
dinner after this.
We're going to dinner.
I'm
after
excited.
This? Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you.
I know. It's gonna be
and we're also going to be on their podcast too, so you guys can go check out that. But we love you guys. I love you. How's baby boy?
I'm doing great.
We love baby boy.
I said, how's baby boy?
Oh, well,
no, I know you good too. I know you good.
It's good. I hope.
Okay.
I wish we would let y'all talk more because this is unbelievable.
Y'all are funny. I'm like, please do a live tour. I'd show up and sit front row.
Stop. No, you guys need to be on the tour. Well, we love you guys and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye. Thanks for having us.